The Republican Party is worried. Demographic trends are not in their favor, but they have a plan to stay competitive. Let me tell you about it. The GOP realized a long time ago that their primary agenda of catering to business interests and cutting taxes for the rich and corporations was never going to win broad support among the American public. In 1980, conservative activist and commentator Paul Weyrich made it plain, telling the Religious Roundtable, "I don't want everybody to vote. Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now. As a matter of fact, our leverage in elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down. There's anxiety among the right wing that long-term demographic trends are unfavorable for them. Democrats even have a name for this, the coalition of the ascendant. Oh, brother." Over the next few decades, the older white majority that makes up the Republican base is expected to shrink. At the same time, minority voters, African Americans, Latinos, Asians, and young people, are expected to become the majority. Since these minorities tend to vote Democratic to the tune of about 80% in recent elections, the thought is that the Republican Party may be in danger of going the way of the passenger pigeon, or the Whig Party. Faced with the possibility of extinction, there are two paths the Republican Party could follow. One could be to shift their priorities and try to broaden their appeal with minority voters, but that could imperil their support among business interests and the rich. If you thought, nah, that was never going to happen, you're right. The alternative is to keep as many minority voters from voting as humanly possible. This is the path they have chosen. If the voters won't pick you, the answer is, manifestly, that you should pick your voters. But the optics are so bad. It looks really terrible if you have one of the only two major parties in the world's greatest democracy saying they don't want people to vote. You can't just come out and say that. So Republicans have developed a fig leaf, voter fraud. Now, instead of trying to rig elections by making it harder for those who oppose you to vote, the entire operation has been presto changeo, rebranded as a righteous defense of electoral sanctity. Republicans will tell you they're simply trying to prevent crime. Aren't you interested in free and fair elections? I'll tell you more about the Republican plan to defend us all from voter fraud tomorrow. In the meantime, please like, follow, repost, and subscribe to my free Substack. What do you say? Let's make them pay.